Howdy everyone, it's Catherine Langman here, dialing in from Productpreneur Success HQ here in our business. We're here to help give you guys, you brand owners, distributors, e-commerce retailers, an unfair advantage in the marketplace. So what I do every week, or nearly every week, I'm on here trying to share some useful content, give you guys some ideas, tools, tips, strategies that are working for our clients, just to try and help you guys grow your businesses as well. So today, I really wanted to kind of continue the conversation a little bit from last week. So last week I was really talking about, business mindset or a mindset to help you focus on the future and the successful future and growing and all those things, rather than focusing on what you don't have in your business, focusing on things like lack of revenue, lack of sales, etc. just seems to precipitate more failure, to use a negative word. How do we kind of get ourselves out of that slump and start focusing on the things that are actually going to turn things around for us? So that's what I was talking about last week, but this week I just wanted to kind of continue that conversation a little bit more, and just to give you something to hang your hat on a little bit. So some strategies for being able to focus on what you can give to your clients, what you can give to your customers. As that saying from Zig Ziglar goes, you can have anything you want in life or in business, so long as you help enough people. So, the idea being, of course, that we can't ask for what we want, which would be, people buying our products, until we've helped enough people. So our goal in business needs to be creating that desired end result for our customers, and that phrase I always use is, people buy a good night's sleep, not a mattress. So how do you actually go about doing this? And so I've got this this blog that I've written called Every Productpreneur Needs a Movement, and I thought I'd kind of dive into that a little bit, because it does give you some sort of useful strategies to help you give your customers that end result that they really want, and therefore give yourself the business that you really want. So it all comes back to, why did you start your business? What is your business's mission? Is it to inspire people in some way? Will using or consuming your product help people to become healthier, or save money, or feel better about themselves, or change their habits, or take positive action, or get a good night's sleep, or, the list goes on and on, right? That there will always be something that your product helps customers to have or achieve or do for themselves, right? Even if you are selling something like clothing or interior design products. I mean, I get questions from business owners who sell those types of products all the time. I just sell clothes, what's the transformation that I provide? I don't know about you, but I know for myself that depending on what I choose to put on in the morning, it generally has some sort of an effect on how I feel about myself, and choosing between clothes that fit and suit me compared to clothes perhaps from before I had babies that don't fit too well anymore, that definitely changes the way I feel about myself. So there will always be something that your products will some kind of transformation that your products provide for your customers, right? So as a product-based business owner, I'm sure, many of you probably have felt like maybe these questions don't really apply, because you do sell a product and not a service. And, I know that a lot of the time, a lot of the business advice out there is definitely aimed at, service-based businesses and consultants and the like. So it's hard sometimes to apply that advice to a product business. And I know for me, I used to scratch my head whenever I heard business experts kind of pose these questions, and my response was generally the same in my early days in business. I don't know. I just want to run my business. I just want to sell products that I love. I just want to be around for my kids. I want the flexibility, and that's the end. leading a movement, and honestly, I just want to make enough money so that I don't have to go back to a job. I want to work from home. So that's what I used to say, and I would imagine a few of you probably feel the same too, and definitely pop a comment there if that resonates with you. But then one day I did have, a bit of a realization that I actually did have a movement in my business. I did have a vision that was bigger than that, and by bigger than that, I mean bigger than what I just wanted for myself, right? And in the end, it was quite obvious. So my business mission was inspiring parents to give their baby the best start in life possible, to become closer to their baby, to make it easier for parents to take care of their baby's health and the environment too. And now, if you, like I did, own a product-based business, you might have also sidestepped the whole idea of leading a movement, or it might be a completely new idea to you entirely. So let me ask you, what is your goal to, let's just say for this year, to grow your business? Is it increasing revenue, selling more products? I'm sure all of you want to do that. But what is the bigger goal than that? What's the mission or vision of your business? Because, people, at the end of the day, people don't really get excited about the widget, right? And if you want to sell a lot of products, then you have to be able to sell that big idea, sell that transformation. And this is where thinking about what you're doing as a bit of a movement can be quite handy. So let me see if I've got any comments so far. Deborah, you like that idea, do you? That's great. So how do we do this? And the first thing that we need to do is to put the focus on the people, not the product. The people, of course, being the customers. And I guess if we look historically at marketing, sometimes since I did my marketing degree, but certainly the traditional marketing advice was always to describe a product's features and benefits. And of course, we do want to talk about product benefits, but not so much the product features, because that really relies on customers understanding how the product features are going to, help them or suit their needs. So, in the past, we would tell customers what our product is, we would describe it, we would describe what it does, and tell them why they should buy it. And, the big problem, of course, with that is that customers don't buy something because of what it is and what it does. That doesn't really hold a lot of value with our customers. And, they don't really care if we sell our widget. They just care if their own problem or need is solved, right? So I don't know if you guys have heard the phrase, possession is 9/10 of the law. I'm not suggesting we go and squat in some kind of empty property here, but in the world of marketing and selling online, perception is 9/10 of reality. So this is where your storytelling can come into play, and that can be really, really important, because it's through telling stories that our audience, our customers, get to relate to our brand or our product. So the headline of the story, or the subject line of your email, or the headline of your blog, or your Facebook ad, or whatever the case is, that's what captures the attention. But then stories capture people's imagination and help customers to see themselves in the story. And by telling stories, I'm talking about text and images. The visual storytelling is super, super important as well. And the more accurately that we can describe our customer's problem or need or desire, and speak to them in our stories, and be able to I guess reflect back to them their current emotional state, then it's going to be that automatic reaction will be there, that the customers will understand and believe that our products are their solution, right? So, and I guess in my last business, storytelling was a hugely important tactic. I did a lot of image-based storytelling in that business. Worked very closely with a photographer who was very good at that kind of styled brand photo shoot. And we told a lot of stories through the images, but also through the headlines and the copy as well. And I guess in my niche, you know, there was a fairly high psychological barrier to entry. So these were reusable nappies, of course. And the stereotype reaction was this way too much work. And so for us to be successful, we needed to present regular parents, real people using the products and real kids wearing the products, right? And just normalize it as much as possible. And so our whole tagline was life happens in the brand name. And we would just present lots of different situations that were so normal and fun ones too, you know, people like kids getting into mischief and that sort of thing. And that made the brand and the product a lot more accessible to new parents and just helped give them the confidence to give it a go. So that first step is to put the focus on the people, not the product. The second thing that you can do is to really get some opinion leaders on board. And of course, the first thing most obvious way that you can do this really these days is by working with influencers. But let me back up a little bit. I just want to, you know, if we think about getting opinion leaders on board as early as possible in our business journey, what this does is to help cut through the noise in the market. You know, it's a very congested marketplace. There's a lot of businesses, especially online now, trying to sell their wares. So how do we kind of cut through that, cut through past the really big established businesses in e-commerce and really connect and engage with our audience? And we need resonance here. So any old content, you know, advertising, whether it's your own content on your blog or whatever, is probably not, you know, especially early days in business, is probably not going to be quite good enough to cut through all of that noise. What will help you is, you know, getting other opinion leaders, so people who actually have an engaged audience, and that audience, of course, you want to be your audience or overlap with your audience anyway, with your target audience. And so by getting those kind of, you know, whether they're industry experts, so some of my clients who have products in the baby kind of sleep niche, they work with sleep consultants, and breastfeeding products work with lactation consultants. So you could work with industry experts, opinion leaders, or just, you know, influencers who have built that really highly engaged audience of their own. So they, you know, could also be media sites, bloggers, specialty retailers if you're a wholesaler. But the point here is that you want to identify these opinion leaders who your ideal customers look up to, and you want to try and work with them, because if you can get those people recommending your products and telling their audience about your products, you're going to, you know, not only expand your own media coverage and generate publicity around your own products, but also, you know, you get that, you get the kudos that, you know, that the industry expert or the blogger or influencer brings to your product, because they are, you know, their audience look up to them, and so their recommendation is going to be taken very seriously. So these people, they might not have heard of you or listened to you, but they will sure pay attention to their favorite blogger or Instagrammer. So that's definitely a worthwhile step to put it into play. And the third step that I kind of want to talk about, which is a little bit kind of quirky and out there, is to just be a little bit revolutionary. And I guess this is just trying to encourage you to take the attention off the widget, you know, just because that's not really what customers get obsessed with, and give them a reason to care, okay? So paint the picture of the world that they want to be in, you know, in relation to what it is that you sell. But, you know, there's going to be that aspirational element in what you're selling. I'm assuming, of course, that you're not selling a can of beans or a tube of toothpaste, right? But, you know, so paint that picture for them of the future world, the better society, the lifestyle that inspires their passion. So that's, you know, this is how you can try and create real obsession and generate desire and enthusiasm and momentum amongst your audience. Of course, this is only going to work if it's really authentic to yourself. So you do need to really believe in it. So, you know, your passion for your business vision is what is going to resonate with your customers, and your confidence in it as well. So people will see that confidence and that passion, and that's what they buy into. This was a really hugely important part in my own product-based business. It's such a hard thing to really put a finger on, all of the little elements in business that contribute to your success, but that was definitely one of them. So, for example, one of our advertising headlines included lines like, "The future is in your hands," and the call to action was something like, "Will you join the revolution?" And the imagery was very much designed to get their attention and inspire action and movement. So it does really work. We were able to enjoy a really high level of audience engagement, and many customers became passionate advocates for the brand. So that's what I have for you today, really talking about bringing your business vision to life and turning it into a little bit of a movement through putting the focus on your people, your customers, rather than the product, getting opinion leaders on board, and being a little bit revolutionary. So really trying to present that transformation that customers want to buy. So I hope you've enjoyed that today, and leave a comment for me if you have enjoyed that, or if that sparked an idea for yourself. Let me know how you might employ these ideas in your own business, and I'll leave you with that for the week. So let's go get them, and I'll talk to you next week. Oh, before I head off, I've seen a comment in there from Anna Younger. Yes, you have a fantastic movement there, your twin movement, and I know you're fantastic at creating great engaging content for your audience. So I really want to see you all doing that. Leave me a comment and let me know how you're going to do this in your own business, and I'll look forward to connecting with you again next week. Bye for now.